Hello there. I wanted to share with you the first of a series of videos that I would like to do on Stirling Soaps. There are quite a few Stirling Soap videos on YouTube, but most of them are very old. Some of them are first generation. I think Rod is into like his fifth or sixth generation of soaps now. So they're old, and I thought, it would be a good idea to add something new to the pot, and kind of feature the newer generation of his soaps. But also, most of those videos are more focused on how to lather this soap. I think the first few generations were kind of finicky or picky with water and stuff like that, and so they were a little more difficult to lather. A lot like Mitchell's wool fat videos. There's a lot of Mitchell's wool fat videos, but most of them talk about how to lather the soap, and they really don't review the soap that well. So I thought maybe I could try to give a decent review of the soaps. Now, I ordered several pucks of Stirling, and I ordered sample pucks, right around 2-ounce pucks of samples. Rod gives, that's a pretty good size sample of soap. If you have bought samples from other dealers and stuff before, that's a pretty good size sample. But just to run down what I got, I've got Ozark Mountain, Sterling Spice, which is I'm looking forward to that because I'm an Old Spice aficionado. I love Old Spice. Black Ice, which is anise or anise licorice type with menthol. Lavender Sage, love lavender. Looking forward to that one. Ben Franklin scent, that's a popular scent. Sharp Dressed Man, also very popular scent. Sandalwood, which I've never had a sandalwood soap of any kind, so I'm interested in Rod's take on sandalwood. And then Sterling Clubman, which was, he pretty much threw this in for free, I think. And the soap that we're going to use today is Margaritas in the Arctic. And so I'm going to begin to lather this soap, and we'll talk as we go. I'm going to be using my 1460 Semogue brush. It's been soaking. And my Maggard MR6 with an Astra SP blade in it. And the blade and the razor and the brush will vary each time depending on what my rotation is. But what I plan to do, I'm going to pour the water after this puck of Margaritas in the Arctic. But what I want to do is basically take and do one of these soaps a week. And kind of give a review of how they lather, how they smell, how they work, all of that. Now, I think I might have started out with a little bit too much water. But I'm getting, there you see what I'm getting on the puck, kind of a runny kind of consistency, but it's beginning, I've noticed with soaps that as you begin to lather them, the brush begins to grab the puck, and I got lather flying everywhere. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the brush tends to, and I'm going to pour my water out of my lather bowl. The brush begins to kind of grab on the puck, and when it tends to do that, I'm transferring to my lather bowl right now. When it begins to do that, I think you're starting to get a pretty good load in your brush, from what I understand. So now I'm going to begin to lather this soap. See what I get out of it. I've been wanting to try these soaps for a while. Just haven't got around to actually ordering. But they have a really wonderful rep on the forums. I personally spoke to Rod before I ordered these, and it was a short conversation, but he struck me as somebody that is really willing, and this soap is lathering very well. He struck me as someone that's very willing, you know, to accommodate someone, you know. His site, I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water. His site on there says that he will do custom scents and stuff like that. I don't know that I really need one. He has so many. I would do a shout out to him if he sees this video, which he may. I'd love to see a rose scent. I know he had one at one time, but it's not on his site anymore. And from what I understand, somebody even might have said on one of the forums that he discontinued that. I don't know. I certainly hope not. I would love to see one. There's the lather that I'm getting from it. Looks lovely to me. But anyway, I would love to see one because I love rose. And I would also love to see, if you're listening, Rod, a straight lavender scent. Not a lavender sage or a lavender bergamot or anything like that. I'm wet my face. I do that with a towel because I'm not looking to soak my face. I'm just looking to get it a bit damp. But anyway, Rod, if you're listening, I'd love to see a straight lavender scent. Not lavender and sage or lavender and bergamot or lavender and vanilla or lavender and this or that. But I'd love to just see a straight lavender scent in your soap. Anyway, so here's the lather. No problem not lathering that soap whatsoever. Let's see what it's like. The scent of this, I'm not sure if I can describe it. The scent of the alcohol, I forget whether Margaritas is made, what they're made out of. I don't drink a whole lot. I know they're made from a white liquor. Excuse me, I did drink at one time, but I never drank things like Margaritas. I was more of a bourbon kind of fella, if you know what I mean. So, but the scent of whatever the alcohol is, component is, I can smell a bit of that. The menthol is quite strong, a lot stronger than the CO Bigelow Proraso Green. The lather is really nice and full. There's a really wonderful cooling effect from the menthol in this soap. It's not overbearing. I know that there are guys that, and it's incredibly slick as well. But I know that there are guys on the shave forums that like a high concentration of menthol. This is kind of making my eyes water just a little, but not a lot. It's not unbearable by any means. Actually, it's quite pleasant. I don't know what my tolerance for menthol is. Very, very slick soap. I can barely stretch my skin I'm having a very difficult time stretching my skin because of the absolute slickness of this soap. That slickness right there is second to no soap that I have ever used. Now, I'm not greatly experienced like some of the guys on the shave forums, but I've got quite a few soaps and creams, and some of them, like the I Colonial Eye Mango or Mitchell's Wool Fat, are very, very slick. This is not in any way inferior to them. As a matter of fact, the slickest soap that I have, and what I would say is that slickness probably has a lot to do with a person's ability to build lather. So what might be the slickest soap in my rotation might not be the same as yours. As a matter of fact, with Mitchell's Wool Fat, which I consider an incredibly slick soap, I really think I could get slicker with that soap with more time with it, because the I Colonial Eye that I have is twice the slickness of the Mitchell's, at least as I lather them. I got a little nick right here that I'll have to take care of right after I finish this pass. But anyway, this soap is every bit as slick as the I Colonial Eye. It's just wonderfully slick. Wonderfully slick. I think that a straight user, which I am 50% of the time or more. Excuse me, I need to get a styptic pen. I think that a straight razor user would find this to be an excellent soap, and the reason that I mention straights is because in my limited experience, I need a slicker soap when I use a straight razor. With a D, I can get by with a less slick soap as long as the soap has a good cushion. It's not a big deal. But with the straight razor, I really need a slick as snot lather to help avoid nicks and stuff like that. So, this soap would be a wonderful straight razor soap. It's wonderful. It's wonderful with this DE. This soap sat a little bit, and it thinned out a bit. So I want to whip it just a little bit more. That's not a knock on the soap, nor is it a problem. There we go. Beautiful, thick, rich, creamy lather. Once again. But I mean, the slickness of this soap is wonderful. I know I'm talking about it, but that's a property in soap that I value almost, let me get that off of my lip, almost more than any other property that I can think of. It's the slickness, and that's just me. You might like cushion. This lather, if you look at it, there's plenty of cushion there. It's nice and thick and creamy. The scent is wonderful. When I first put this scent to my nose, the puck, it's incredibly strong, and it really burned my nostrils. You know, on the face, the scent mellows really well, and it's just a really refreshing, almost revitalizing or energizing kind of feel. I think the menthol has a lot to do with it, but the overall scent is one that in my opinion, it's quite calming, for lack of a better word. So, I mean, so far, that soap off my lip. So far, if I were to rate this, on a scale of 1 through 10, realizing that 10 is never going to happen to any soap, I would give this a really high 8 or 9. It's 9 in the slickness. It's 9 in the cushion and the creaminess and thickness of the lather. It has a yogurt-like. A lot of the soaps that I use have a much thicker, I really don't want to say thicker, because they're both thick. Okay, I think I've got what I'm trying to say. A lot of soaps have more of a whipped cream type consistency, or a meringue. A whipped meringue type consistency. This soap has more of a yogurt. They're both thick and they both provide cushion. It's just a different consistency altogether, but still thick, still cushiony, still protective. Just a different kind of, the Colonial Eye has a yogurty kind of lather, the way that I lather. And this, I can tell you right now, the menthol in this, I mean, it's all over my face. My lips are going numb from it. I like it. It seems to me like it would stay that it's going to stay with me for a while. Those of you on the forums that mention this soap as a good soap for hot weather, I would have to agree with that 100%. I think that this soap has a wonderful cooling effect. But I also think, nice shave. That's darn fine shave level right there. Anyway, I think that this soap has a nice cooling effect. I think that that I'm going to enjoy it this week. And look at that. It's a wonderful consistency to that lather. And yeah, wonderful lather, wonderful scent, wonderful feel. That's something, you know, scent is something that's really no escapees. Get up there. Scent is something that's really subjective. And the thing of it is, you know, I've heard, or read rather, on the forums that some of his scents can be kind of overpowering. I don't know. This was overpowering almost off the puck, just smelling it. But to me, this thing settled down into the perfect amount of scent. It's not overbearing, but it's not fading away. I think it's going to stay a bit. So, to me, it's the perfect level of scent for a shave soap, because it's not overbearing. But it's substantial. It's there. You can smell it. Not only the menthol, but the margarita type scent. I can get it a good load of it, a good whiff of it in my nostrils, just coming off of my face. And it's just, I can tell you that it feels wonderful. I have, this time of year, problems with asthma. I have a very hard time breathing. Sometimes problems with allergies and stuffed up nose, and this is, while this is not making my nose run like a decongestant or something like that would, Vicks Vapor Rub, or, you know, it doesn't have any of that scent to it at all. There's no Vicks Vapor Rub quality to this, or none of that. It's not. I've read a lot of opinions on the forums. I've read guys that have compared this soap to another artisan maker that's quite popular on the forums, and they've said that that this soap is less sophisticated in the scent department. I don't know. I've never had the other guy. I never had his soaps, so I don't know, but I think this scent is really well thought out. It's really well implemented. Even the towel smells like it. That's wonderful. Oh man, that's absolutely wonderful. And I can tell you what, after cleaning my face off through the different passes, I could bury my nose in this towel. That would clear my sinuses in a quick hurry, you know. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Wonderful soap. Wonderful scent. There's nothing amateurish at all about the scent of this soap. I don't know. I know nobody said amateurish, but they said, you know, it's less sophisticated. Well, you know, those are kind of buzzwords that a lot of people use that they really don't interest me a whole lot, because one guy's sophisticated, it can be another guy's poor scent, because scents are so subjective. I would just say that to me it's a very balanced scent. There's nothing in it that seems out of place. It's a wonderful fresh, clean, but bright scent. The slickness of this soap is second to none that I've ever encountered. The lather's wonderful. It took me a very little bit of time and a very little bit of work to work up a really nice, thick, yogurty kind of lather, and I think this is a hit. I'm looking forward to going through the rest of these pucks or these samples and enjoying the different scents that are offered. I'm looking forward to hitting this one several more times this week. I would give this an A+. You know, if I were going to grade it. And I would encourage you, you know, if you're thinking about Stirling Soaps, buy a few samples of the scents that you think you might like and give them a try. I don't think that you'll be disappointed. They don't cost very much. Even a full puck is like between $7 and $10, depending. Most of them in the $6.50 and $6.75 range. So I mean, and that's a 4-ounce puck. And from the reaction of this puck when I lathered on it, it looks like it's going to last quite a while. So I think that's a bargain. Rod, thanks for the soaps. Thanks for the little extra Stirling Clubman puck or sample that you gave me. That's much appreciated. I plan to run through every scent you've got, basically. So that's my review. I hope that it's been helpful. I thank everybody for paying attention to me for 28, 29, 30 minutes or so, however long it is by the time this video is done. And I'm at 28:52 now. Thank you for, you know, watching my videos and making comments. And I hope that my review is helpful to you. If you're on the fence about whether or not to try Stirling Soaps, they're cheap. You know, the samples are cheap. And it's an easy way to find out whether or not you like these soaps. And to me, that's a top-notch soap. I don't have it. If the rest of these soaps perform the way that soap does, you know, I'm in love with a soap company. So God bless you, and I'll see you all on the shave forums.